All right, talking about Stassi's reality series, Hulu Freeform, this huge situation that really has been kind of picking up steam and has been a moment for Stassi Schroeder for a long period of time to kind of make this, I guess, giant comeback. Obviously, other stuff she's done over the years with books and her show continue to just be such a big deal. But to have a series and looking at the trailer, just feeling like, wow, House of Stassi is probably going to be something. It's probably going to get a little momentum season after season after season. And the amount of time away in this position of a reality show for her is actually really great. Now, obviously, we've seen her over the years, and most specifically with the experiences for Lisa Vanderpump's Vanderpump Villa on Hulu. And that kind of brings out that old Stassi, and she kind of has a specific role, a very business or even motherly role with the people that are the staff, and kind of because she's already done it to showcase to them like, okay, this is what Lisa expects, et cetera, et cetera. She's been a huge asset to Vanderpump Villa, in my opinion. Vanderpump Villa season 1, in my opinion, was just a little harder to watch. And then Stassi's, her addition to it has just been so great. And so the next season and the next season and the next season, there's only been 3, I just felt like it's added a little bit of value. Although I don't know that I liked when she was being funny with that guy who was very explanatory and talked too much, because, what's wrong with talking a lot? Anyway, Stassi's just funny. But anyways, let's get to this show and this excitement for this new show that's coming, House of Stassi. I'm wondering what the other name choices were. I'm wondering what they could have been, But nonetheless, they landed at House of Stassi, And so let's see where it goes. Now, coming off watching the trailer and kind of getting a little bit of some of the press and interview stuff that she's kind of been speaking upon leading into the show, I kind of feel like I like it. Now, she was undoubtedly so important to Vanderpump Rules. Now, lots and lots and lots and lots of people don't like Vanderpump Rules, the reboot. I do. I actually really like it. And I think Stassi would probably even give them their flowers in some way. Now, they're not at the exact same level of what Jax, Stassi, Tom Sandoval did, Kristen. Kristen was with Jax, when Stassi didn't know. Like, they really built a show. But I think maybe Stassi would be so far removed from the situation that she'd be like, yeah, they're not bad. They just give them a chance to build up. Because raw talent, and I know it's a show. It's like, what's the talent? But raw talent, you could see it sometimes. And Audrey's interesting. Jason is incredible on that show. Shane is funny. Marcus and Kim are like Melissa and Joe Gorga, not even personality wise, but I just like them. So that show, Vanderpump Rules on Bravo, the season that was the reboot or the recast, is good. In fact, I didn't mind some of the cast members on the time when Vanderpump was still the original cast, but they added a couple people because there was sort of a thought that some of the cast members that were moving on, to a different stage in their life, that they need kind of some fresher talent, I guess. From that, I've always wondered why Danica. I always wondered why Danica wasn't, why she didn't make the cut. I know that Charlie made the cut for a couple seasons, sure, but Charlie, in my mind, I'm like, bring her back. Find a way to bring Charlie back, But anyways, that's all Vanderpump Rules talk. Getting to Stassi, yes, she made the show. She did. She always made the show. But now we're at House of, I was going to say House of Villains. I was going to say House of Style with Cindy Crawford and Daisy Fuentes. But with House of Stassi, from the trailer and from the excitement of the show, I do think it's good. I think she manages to find a way to make things feel entertaining, in ways that, like, it could be the most mundane thing, and, she puts a certain spin on it. And you always kind of felt that too when she did the original show. She would talk about, like, I guess, like, in New Orleans, there'd be a lot of, like, spooky things that would occur. So I think she kind of, like, grew up in kind of being a little bit of a funny or a rebel rouser of some sort. I can't believe I said the word rebel rouser. That's like I'm like a 90-year-old now, rebel rouser. But you know what I mean? Like, just kind of a little piss and vinegar, if you will. That was always Stassi. But I think it's going to translate to the new show. I really do. I mean, it's an incredible experience to know that she had the success of the show. And I mean, I remember in Vanderpump Rules moments that I don't think they did well with her in the regards of, like, she ended up having to sort of come back to the show as if, like, they had to bring her back down to size because she was, looking into a spinoff and kind of doing her own thing. But I don't know. I think you can't have both. Meaning there was, like, that judgment of that, and then she essentially did have to come back and kind of, put her head down a little bit and, like, maybe I'm not. But my thoughts on that are, how do you, if you want somebody to have confidence and be a go-getter and be big in energy and such a winner, how do you also expect, like, you can't expect them to win and also be shy and humble and, hello, Lisa, what do you think? Lisa, Lisa, can I have you check my, Lisa, is this okay? Like, you have to be bold. And I think that there was some times in Vanderpump Rules when there was the assumption that Stassi was going to go off and do a spinoff, and it kind of essentially blew up in her face, and she had to come with her tail wagging, back. I felt like everyone loved that for her. And I was like, that's BS. Like, that's crazy. Stassi's the star of the show. But either way, saying that now and saying, like, wow, she has withstood it all is pretty incredible. She's done great. And I could have easily watched the trailer, and it doesn't have to be geared towards me, so I didn't necessarily need to like it, but I could have easily watched the trailer and not enjoyed kind of what they're pitching out. But I did. I was like, oh, this is not just an interesting show, but this is a show that could go on for a couple seasons. Like, she really gets what needs to be done in order to make the show go. Now, the most exciting thing is Tequila Katie, joining with Stassi. Now, this is just incredible. All throughout me watching Vanderpump Rules throughout the years, I always was like, Katie, just could not stand her. But listen, we have to say what it is. And that is that Katie became so much more free. And it was as if, like, a weight was lifted off her shoulders because I guess Schwartz didn't bring out the best in her. And I'm sure she didn't bring out the best in Schwartz, and she could be completely accountable for that breakup too. And they gave it such a shot, and they were married, and breakups is tough, and relationships is, you want the win. You want the goal of being together and in love forever. So the divorce is hard. But what I'm saying is, at least the way she was coming off on the television, again, we don't know these people. This is a television show, So to get to so serious over it is just interesting. But I'm going to just say how I felt. I was like, I really, watching Katie, now that she wasn't, like, married and, like, worn down by Schwartz, who essentially was, like, nice, but, like, maybe nice, like, I don't know, but he just wasn't the guy that she needed. And when she became single, she got her look together. She might have lost some weight, tightened up a little bit. Style was on 100. Like, I was like, oh, I like Katie. Like, I am just all about Katie. And then sadly, that sort of ended that group of Vanderpump. That's when they decided to end the older cast members and then reboot it completely. Some of them went to the Valley, and Katie didn't. Katie did not. And so I don't know what the success level of is with Katie and Ariana's sandwich shop, but, like, this was kind of like a moment where it's like, well, what's the next move for Katie? So appearing that, she'll be joining with Stassi in this project, I think is great. Now learning of, like, Stassi and Katie not talking for so many years and really having a rift, I think, though that could be difficult, I think what a great time to sort of be loyal. I'm saying this in the vein of Stassi. She gets this great opportunity being loyal with Katie, and not even like being loyal like, oh, I'm allowing you on my show, but like knowing like we started this together. You're a good chick. You are a friend of mine, and bringing her for this opportunity. I think that's beautiful by Stassi. I think that is so awesome by Stassi. I think it's like she on the show, Stassi, is just so raw sometimes. Like you miss the part of her that is warm and and I think her wanting to be around Katie is just, it tells so much to her character. And I think it'll be different too, because now we were seeing Stassi. She was like the princess. She was like the brat, when she did the shows originally, Vanderpump and stuff like that. And now in the new role of mom and wife and business, mixing all those things together, like this can't be more positive and more motivating, if you want it to be. Like, you can kind of see it and like have a little go-getter mentality about it. So all in all, I'm just saying House of Stassi looks to me like it's going to be really good. And like I said, sadly and unfortunately, watching on Hulu, I was not really into Vanderpump Villa, but I did start to like Vanderpump Villa season 2 and season 3, and having Stassi in there to kind of, look at a group that is maybe starting where she was 15 years ago and kind of guiding them with tough love, I think is great. I mean, if Stassi didn't do her own show, she could definitely do one of those like, what's the show with the guy? I think I've interviewed him before. With the bar rescue, John Taffer. She would have to. There would be something where Stassi got you in order, and how John Taffer gets the bars like to step up their bars so it's like not lacking anymore and could be big in business yet again. Stassi could do that like kind of thing where she's like a life coach, like Stassi the life coach. But anyways, that's later. Right now it's all about House of Stassi, and I think she will put a smile on your face. It's always nice to have some warmth and some goofiness. I think like everything being so tight and polarizing all the time, like I kind of want my reality TV as a viewer to be more like just almost like hilarious and obnoxious. Like it doesn't need to be so dramatic each and every episode. And I think the way this is going to be done, from the trailer at least, and from what the rumblings of the show, Freeform, so even kind of like starting the show on the network Freeform, but it being used for Hulu as well, like kind of that combination, that team up, is great. I think it's so cool. I think it is so valuable, and I think it's going to be a fun show, and I think we need more fun shows, that's for sure. Now, if you're more so you like quick vertical, like little jolts of content at 8 seconds, then no. But somebody like me, I'm in my 40s, like I love to just sit down, watch something for 30 minutes or an hour, kind of peace out, like keep my mind real relaxed. I love that. And I think House of Stassi might be that big show. Anyways, thoughts on Stassi Schroeder, or actually the name's longer now, right? It's Stassi Schroeder Clark. You know what I need to do actually? And maybe I could do an episode around this too. I need to go and read one of Stassi's books. I will purchase one of the books and read one of the books. I think that's kind of in the cards too, because I don't really know a ton about her, but I always thought what was interesting about her joining Vanderpump was this was her third reality show. Like just knowing how to do it, like, utilizing it as an art form, like it's silly. Of course, we all know doing a show is silly, the few times I've had cameras, in my orbit for work purposes and the excitement that it brings, it's all silly too. I get it. But sometimes you need silly. Sometimes you need fun. Sometimes you need excitement. And I definitely think Stassi Schroeder, Stassi Schroeder Clark, I think she is going to be quality entertainment. And Hulu and Freeform, I mean, they got to continue to cut the check and, put something great into this, because I think it's going to be great, actually. Oh, wait. And my favorite moment of Stassi Schroeder's career in doing TV shows is one that we do not talk about enough, and that is Summer House. When Kyle, this is brand new. This is like season 1, episode 1. When Kyle, before Amanda, by the way, when Kyle is in the hot tub and he looks at Stassi and she happens to have a bathing suit that like comes up to the neck. And he goes, wow, dude, your bathing suit looks like Steve Jobs. And, Stassi wasn't having it. She wasn't. I mean, maybe she thought it was funny. And what was the best thing about that is that she took it in such a way and like she wasn't having it, but it also showed how obnoxious Kyle was or is, And again, this was before Kyle started dating and eventually marrying Amanda. But like the tone was set. Like this is what Stassi's incredible at sort of creating a moment for others even. Like Stassi being in that scene made me say, this guy Kyle is just ridiculous. And again, he ended up like dating and marrying Amanda, and that of course did not stick and continue. But nonetheless, like it's to say that as a reality TV scene, Stassi didn't say a lot, but she did a lot, and she just like she made a scene, as we say. She made a scene on Summer House season 1, episode 1. Wow, your bathing suit you look like Steve Jobs. It was obnoxious, and it was Stassi that made that moment, So I just thought that was also very funny.